I am still super nervous. I still don't quite know what I'm doing, but it's happening. So, I'm going to quickly send out a little tweet if anybody's actually here yet. SSD Ninja, thank you. I'm so glad somebody is here. I'm so nervous, and I don't know if having someone here makes it more nerve wracking or less nerve wracking, but I'm glad that you joined me. So yeah, I'm gonna do a tweet. Not that I have a ton of Twitter followers, but I think it's a good habit to get into. And there's that. Whoa. Now I see what people go through trying to pronounce people's names. Maupaquena 2. Thank you for joining me. Caters, hello. All kinds of people. I told myself if the stream happened, it was a success. If I had a viewer, it was a huge success. And if I had some chatters, it was a gigantic success. So I guess my first stream is officially a gigantic success. Thank you all. So, okay, I got the tweet sent, and like I said, I'm still like figuring out what I'm doing. I don't have a very strict plan, which is both freeing and nerve-wracking, but the very loose plan, and I'm sorry that my webcam is like a little bit unsteady here. I'm still trying to figure out how to get it stable on the new arm I have it attached to. I had my little desk stand, and yes, those are my hands. It was kind of taking up too much room. I decided I wanted to work on my miracle mat for my stream, just in case I managed to be a klutz and tip over this cup of water. So, since it has raised edges, that should prevent any major disasters. And the plan is to play around a little bit with these polishes that I have out, do some testing with different combinations, different designs, different base colors, and then when I'm done streaming, I'm going to record a normal tutorial. So I guess I will start by showing you guys the polishes that I decided to play with. And this first one is the one that kind of inspired this whole color scheme. Chaotic Lolo, hello, and Top Hat Luke, hello. Oh my god. I had like this worry that maybe nobody would show up. Like all these people were enthusiastic and happy, and I'd go stream and nobody would show up, or even though I did test stream, something weird would happen. But this blue here is called Babe Blue. As you can see, it's a Sally Hansen color. And this is one of the few nail polishes that I have actually used up. And when I went to buy a new bottle, I found all these other colors that I thought would go really well. So, oh, thank you, Chaotic Lolo. I thought about like trying to glam it up and like, do some makeup or more than I usually do, and then I just figured just do it normal. And I'm trying not to put too much pressure on myself because I am already so nervous. Vinay 1, hello. So I'm trying to just keep it low key and oh X chapters. Oh, okay, that reminds me. You didn't get a sound because I had my desktop muted, but I have now unmuted my desktop, and oh wow, lots of people. Uh-oh. Nightbot is overreacting. I'm sorry, anybody that Nightbot is being mean to. Uh-oh. Don't leave because you're timed out. I love all you people already. And Chad is like, oh my god, Nightbot, stop it. Okay. Somebody, please tell me, how do I get Nightbot to stop timing out people? Okay, hold on. I have Nightbot up on my other monitor. I don't know. I didn't tell him to time anybody out. Um, spam protection. Okay. Um, disable this, disable this, disable this, disable this. Okay. I think we're okay. I have not disabled Nightbot, but I have disabled excess caps, excess emotes, and excess symbols. So, all these people, let me scroll my chat back up here. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, all you people that got timed out. Hello, X chapters. Hello, Drake and Hannes. Hello, Flower Girl. Hello, MHTR Stevie. And What's Her Face. And it's like in between all the Nightbot timeout issues, I'm having trouble seeing names. There you go. I mean, try not to get too over the top, but I'm not averse to spamming a few emotes if you guys get hype in here. If I can get people hyped up, I'll consider it flattering. I guess if that's the worst thing that happens in my first stream, that I should consider myself lucky. I hadn't even been on this page in Nightbot. I went in there and I set up a few just easy commands for like my social media and stuff. And other than that, I didn't really look around, and apparently I should have. Daggett, hello. This is thrilling. I don't know how many people are even in here. Should I even look at that? Is that something I should like not look at because it'll make me stress out? I don't even know where I look at that. Somewhere in my dashboard, I think. 29 viewers. Holy crap. So, I don't know if I said thank you to X chapters or not. I know the sound didn't go off. So can I like, will this make it go off again? Yeah. There you get my little happy sound for being rated. And wow, all these people. Oh, did she get unbanned? Okay. Is it just, I think, unban at Flower Girl? Flower Girl, I think that worked. One of the things that was on my list to do was to refresh myself on mod commands, which I already am not very good at. And yeah, I didn't get around to that because there were so many other things. And okay, let me try. This is my super ghetto solution for getting my light to stop moving around quite so much. Okay, there. Well, Ninja, requesting mods. I do need mods, Malquena, and I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. If I do, you can feel free to correct me. What's Her Face 2X chapters? Let's there we go. What's Her Face should be good. Flower Girl is good. I see you. I love that little, is it like a My Little Pony? It's like a unicorn. I love it. Okay. I did What's Her Face and unban Mean Joe Green. I was thinking about mods, and I know you guys know how to mod, but I just wasn't sure if you guys would always be around kicking it with me while I'm streaming, or you know, I didn't want to like mod anybody and then have you feel obligated that you have to be around. But what the heck? Let's I'm gonna do it, Ninja, since you asked so nicely, and because I was planning on it anyway. And if you talk to Moon Bandit, you can taunt her. So, Ninja, I am counting on you to help me, because now you have mod powers. And this is so crazy. Like, I did not expect having this much chat to keep up with. I'm so flattered, you guys. Okay. most of you guys are here for nail polish. I don't know if you people coming from X Chapter stream know that, but I have a nail art channel on YouTube, and today's stream is going to be all about nail polish. Yeah, don't ban Luke Ninja. I'm like flabbergasted, I think would be a good word. Okay, we were going over nail polish. I'm going to finish that. I'm going to try not to get too behind on chat. And let's see here. Okay, so the blue, babe blue, one of my favorite blues because it's just such a pretty baby blue. Then we have Jam Sesh. Then we have Lacy Lilac. You want to be a mod too, X Chapters? You going to keep coming around for the nail polish? We've got Orchid Around, and we have Peplum with a hyphen. Let's see here. Oh my God, Luke, with the Daggett with the, you're the same color as Luke, with the upside down text. I see exactly what Jerry was talking about now with recognizing people by the name, by the color of their name. Chatterbox 2717. Thank you so much for following. I should maybe, I'm going to have to play around too with my layout. Like I have my chat, I have my OBS preview so I can make sure I'm staying in frame here. I've got my stream labels over on the side here and a couple other things. Whispers. Crap, I don't even have something. Oh, wait, I can go over here, I think, and see my whispers. Oh. Thank you, me and Joe Green. You could have included that in the chat. I don't mind if anybody corrects me. Super correct me. I was sitting here and I was typing this stuff and I picked a couple communities and I neglected to hit update information. So I have updated the information and that should be okay now. Oh, I didn't see it. I am not surprised. I am shocked by how hard it is to keep up with chat. I mean, I'm a fast reader, but it's like trying to do two things at once. Mega Man video game called nail polish. Yeah. Okay, I'm like, I feel like overstimulated. Like there's so much going on. Okay. So I think my stream title and stuff should be updated now. It looks like it to me. Picked a couple communities too. And I was thinking about creating a nail polish community and then I like couldn't decide what to name it. So I didn't actually go forward with that yet. That's kind of on my to-do list. These are the nail polishes we're going to be using. Maybe all together, maybe not. And we'll just scoot these slightly over here for now. We've got our 5-ounce cup full of room temperature filtered water, which anybody from my YouTube channel will know. I have a title, but not a category. What the heck? I picked you creative. Update. Okay, Twitch is claiming it's updated. I know sometimes Twitch is a doofus about that. Drakenhannes, hosting with 1 viewer. Thank you for the host. I'm so glad I set up these other alerts right now. First I was like, oh, I'm not going to be getting any of this other stuff. All I need is maybe a follower alert, but I'm getting all kind of stuff. Okay. A man hosting a nail polish stream. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay. And I do have my water. I'm already getting thirsty. I also have my tea here. Okay, so here we have 5-ounce cup, water, and we have our little test strips. They're basically like, I go to the library a ton and I get these little receipts, so I just fold up the paper in a strip that'll fit in the cup. Well, you couldn't quite see that. You know, a folded area that will fit in the cup, and I usually do 2 per strip. And God, I feel like I have to burp just after a little drink of water, which would be not that ladylike. Excuse me. Okay. The pronunciation. Oh, good. Thank you. I'm prepared to just be like mangling people's names left and right. Let's see if I can get these polishes in here where you guys can see them. I might, actually I might. Okay. Mean Joe Green hosting me. Thank you, Mean Joe Green. One of the reasons I'm having kind of such a problem here is because right under where my face cam is my ring light. Actually, sweet axolotl, which I don't know if I said hi to you. If you said something before, sorry. There's my YouTube. I've got command set up for YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, something else. God, I feel like a spaz right now. Chatterbox. I don't think I said hello. God, I don't even know how to keep track of who I've said hello to. Chaotic Lolo is hosting me. Oh my God. Whew. Okay. Let me get the rest of these bottles open so you guys can at least see like what the whole stream is supposed to be about, other than me just acting like a complete neophyte. Mean Joe Green, thank you for the follow. And I might have to, I'm sure if you guys stick around, I'll come up with some nicknames. So just like if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, if I give you a nickname you don't like, speak up, or otherwise it'll probably stick around. I've got, let me squeeze this in shot here. Oh, that's what I was going to do. So I've got my ring light right here. So if I want to see anything on my monitor, I have to kind of move around the ring light. I think it would be good if I actually, let's put this over here. Let's pull back just a little. Is that a little better, you guys? Someone's happy and nervous. That would be me. Just call you Lolo? Okay, I will endeavor to remember that. So, okay. I think with this slightly more zoomed out look, you can see a little bit more. I think I just got another something. Nail art by what? Okay, where's my Streamlabs? Nail art by Anatam. Thank you for the follow. And what's her face? Thank you for the follow. Flower Girl, I'm completely flustered. Like if I seem composed at all, please do not let it fool you. I'm baffled and flattered and flabbergasted and all that stuff. Okay, so like I'm used to my finished product being seen by, I'm sometimes a couple thousand people. Some of my older videos, I mean like a couple million people, but like editing something and, kind of curated content as they call it is a lot different than live streaming. This is a new thing to me, and it's both fun and stressful. I don't know if I'm famous, Ninja, but I kind of feel like it right now. I don't even know what I would do with, people that have like huge streams and like super busy chats. Like, I don't know. I know not all streams have super busy chats, but I feel like most of them do. So let's make sure these are lined up here. We've got this centered here. This is my little dish that I use for polish remover. I like it because it's not so small that it's in danger of tipping over. It's I don't fill it up like the whole way. I think it's actually intended for like soy sauce or wasabi or something because it's got the little chopstick rest right here. Thank you, Malquena. I'm I'm glad you're loving it because like we haven't even actually gotten to it yet. And like I said, I'm sorry that my main camera is a little bit shaky. It took me a while actually to find the type of arm that I wanted that would bear enough weight, because the ring light by itself is like 5 pounds and a lot of the like mic stand arms are only rated for like 2 or 3 pounds. So this one is supposedly rated to about 10 pounds, but it's not super heavy duty. Like the arms, I think, are made out of plastic. So like if I jostle the desk like this, you can see that it shakes a little bit. Or if I like scoot my chair around, it shakes a little bit. So I'm still working on stabilizing that. But hopefully it's not too bad and you can at least see action cam. Yeah. Liz, okay. I'll try. I don't know if I'll remember that. Needs more lens flare. Whew. Okay, I need another drink. I'm so like, I don't even know. Like if I had this many people in real life talking to me like in a room or at a party, I would probably be like breaking out in a sweat and maybe crying. Breathe and take my time. Yeah. That's another thing, cuz like sometimes when I'm doing a tutorial, I feel like I'm maintaining a good pace, but then when I'm not necessarily working from a script but trying to say something specific, I find myself rushing. So I'm trying to just talk normally, keep it mellow, and talk to the chat. Because I mean, one of the reasons I really wanted to live stream, there were like 3 main reasons that I decided to make this. I don't want to call it a move because I'm not abandoning my YouTube channel at all, but to take this dive into a new platform. One was to kind of create more content. This is kind of more of a laid back form, but at the same time, it's something that people are interested in and that I can also upload to my YouTube channel. The second reason was to like interact more with my fans and be able to answer questions and stuff in real time. And the third reason was that my YouTube channel just doesn't seem to be hugely growing right now. And I thought maybe on another platform I could find some new fans and hopefully bring some of my old fans along too. So this is this is ideal. The 529 color. This one. Am I turning it the right way? It's called Peplum. There, can you see? It's a real nice, I don't want to call it dark. It's darker than the others, but a real nice berry color. And all of these, it's maybe a little bit hard to see. All of them, except for the Babe Blue and the Orchid Around, are creams. The Babe Blue and the Orchid Around kind of look like creams at first glance, but they do have a real fine shimmer to them if you look up close. Rhinos J, hello. Oh, I'm sorry, Rhinos J. It was Nightbolt's fault. It was my fault for not setting up Nightbolt perfectly, but I'm gonna blame it on Nightbot. I'm sorry about that. Thank you for sticking around. If there's anybody else that's banned right now, or still, well, it was pretty much all around the same time, so you should all be okay. But if you're not, drop me or my mod SSD Ninja a whisper, and we'll deal with that. Like I said, I'm not trying to ban anybody for getting excited or, emotes or anything. Only people that are going to be getting banned are assholes and trolls. So don't be a troll, don't be an asshole, and we're good. So, okay. Water marbling is one of my favorite things. Those who've never heard of it. The basic thing is you take some nail polish and you put it in the water, it spreads out together, draw some designs, dip your nail in, awesome things happen. So this first test, I'm just going to see how all 5 of these work together. This is room temperature filtered water from a Brita pitcher. I've had a cup of water in my room since last night to kind of get it to the same temperature as my room, the same temperature as the polish. And usually I'd recommend around like mid 70s. My room is a little bit cooler than I'd absolutely prefer, but I think we should be good. Excuse me. Maybe I'm burping so much because I'm like gasping air as I'm talking. I'm honestly not used to this much talking. If I were to put a label on myself, it would probably be introvert. And fun trolls are allowed, Drakenhannes. See, now you said I pronounced it good, and now I don't even remember how I pronounced it. One other thing, let me know if there's anything weird with the mic. I think I have it set up okay, and it's not right in my face, so I actually do not have the pop filter on it right now, but I do have a pop filter, so if it seems like I need it, let me know, and I can include that for the next stream. And for my people that are coming from YouTube that are not familiar with Twitch, if you're seeing little emotes like the nail painty emote that SSD Ninja just used, and you can't see it in your chat, but you see it in my on-screen chat, there are 2 extensions that are really helpful and fun to use with Twitch. FFZ, Frankerface Z, and BTTV, Better Twitch TV. Both of those I would recommend. They're fun. They have some useful features. They're easy to use. They're free. If not, that's also absolutely fine. But and if you have any questions on Twitch in general, coming from YouTube, it's just like if you have any questions coming from YouTube, just ask. I was really, really flattered with how many people told me, I have no idea what Twitch is. I've never heard of it, but I'll see you there. So want to make sure that you guys are comfortable and happy. And again, thank you all for chatting with me. I feel like I could be blushing right now. Also, if you're lurking, perfectly fine. I'm usually a lurker in most channels that I watch, and lurkers make the world go round. So we're actually going to water marble now, half an hour into the stream. I feel like I could pinch myself right now. So I'm going to see how these all work together. I'm going to see how the finished product looks, and then we'll determine. Sometimes the very first drop when you start a cup goes a little bit weird, so sometimes I'll just kind of spread it around like that with the orange stick. I've got a paper towel here right next to the polish remover that I'm just using to wipe off my orange stick. Bob Ross, those nails. I do try to go by the no mistakes, only happy accidents most of the time. Sometimes they are actual mistakes, not happy accidents. But usually, guess what? You can make it work. It's only nail polish. In the absolute worst case scenario, get some polish remover. You wish you could do stuff with your work. Yeah, that can really make it difficult. I know a lot of people, either they have a job where they're just, really using their hands a lot, or maybe in water a lot, or some people actually work places where they're like, you can't have cool nails, which I don't know if I'd be able to work somewhere like that, but I'd probably have a lot of trouble going back to an office job at this point anyway. So I'm picking up that skin of polish. That should have just kind of cleaned off the surface. And this next drop that we do, we should get a better spread. Like that. Sweet Axolotl, thank you for the follow. Get a couple drops of that. Use the orange stick to just help it spread out a bit. Then we're going to move on to our next colors. And I'm going to try not to get distracted by chat while I'm actually building the bullseye, because you got to do this while the polish is wet. As it starts to dry, it won't spread as well, and you won't be able to draw a design in it either. And I really like the way these are going together. I wasn't sure if they'd all be okay, because like I said, the 2 colors are not actually creams. They've got that little bit of shimmer, and sometimes working with different polish finishes can impact how they work together. So I think we'll start out with just a flower. That's the classic water marble design. And you can see these draw really smoothly. Sometimes you might get a polish that as you're drawing through it, the line almost looks really wiggly, even if you're drawing it in a smooth motion. And these are just going really smoothly. I don't know if I like them together as much in the cup as I liked them all together in the bottle. And one of the reasons I experiment is because all polish dries at a slightly different pace. All polish reacts a little bit different in the water. Some polish you might already be dry. You might not be able to do these later lines and add additional petals to the flower. And as I'm just getting like a little bit of polish on the end, I'm just wiping it off on the paper towel. You want to try to keep the end as pointy as possible. And so like every stroke or two, or basically as needed. Sometimes if I'm drawing out toward the edge of the cup, I'll just go ahead and wipe the orange stick on the edge of the cup. For this one, I'm going to go ahead, I've got my little piece of paper like I said, and I'm just going to dip in. Then if I was doing my nails, I'd want to clean up that excess, but since it's just a test strip, I'm just going to try and carefully kind of flip it and pull it out. And there is the design. And I need 1 minute. Let me just, we'll grab this one. Whoa. Okay. This is what I wanted to grab. This is just a lid from one of my plastic shoe boxes. And I don't know if you could barely see on the side here. I just lay the strips out there to dry, and then I'm going to set it to the side here on Beanie's chair and hope that he doesn't mind that I'm cramping his style. Beanie, for those of you who know my cat, is chilling right here. Sometime in the future there may be a kitty cam. So now that I've dipped that out, let me see what I've missed in chat. Flower Girl is lurking and going to have lunch. Enjoy your lurk. Porch Crew rolling deep. Yes, we are. Thank you so much. Yeah, I agree with, uh-oh, I've forgotten. Liz? That's actually how my channel name, my YouTube channel name came to be, My Simple Little Pleasures. Water marbling is obviously not simple, but just having a beautiful manicure, even if it's just a plain color, I feel like is one of life's simple little pleasures. Oh, and What's-Her-Face does amazing stuff to her hair. That's cool. Lolo. The whole point of your Instagram is that it's never perfect. Yes. I mean, really, so what if it's not perfect? I mean, what I always tell myself, and it's true, is that most people aren't going to notice that little whatever it is that's bothering you so much. You know, of course, because you were doing it and you know what you were going for and whether or not you met that goal. But most people aren't going to notice. Yeah, chips off a lot. You know, water is like the biggest enemy of nail polish, period. I used to have a base coat that I really, really liked, and they stopped making it. I still have like one bottle that I've been hoarding. But since I moved to peel-off base coat, it's like I basically expect my polish not to last very long. Sometimes it's more of a downside than a plus, but world record pace. Yeah, world record pace water marbling. Rhinos, What's-Her-Face. I just don't want to miss too much chat, although I'm glad you guys are also chatting with yourselves. Be nice to each other. Be an awesome community, and that'll be cool. Can you show us later the amount of pressure you use drawing on the cup, maybe with a pen? The pressure is really as light as possible for a couple reasons. I'll show you. Let me do another. We're going to do the colors in the reverse order this time. And then I'll talk a little bit more about how much what kind of pressure I'm using as I'm actually doing it. So instead of starting with that dark plum, this time I'm just going to start with the blue and go in reverse order. And when I'm testing, usually this is how I start. By picking the colors that I want to use, seeing how they work together in whatever order, and then reversing it and seeing if they work equally well or not. And a surprising amount of the time, it actually can be a lot different. In this case, these polishes are so nice that they're still just playing together perfectly. So I'm going to do another flower and just kind of talk about how I'm drawing. I'm literally just barely skimming the top for, like I said, a couple reasons. The first is that you really want to be using the point of the nail stick. Of course, except, there's always an exception to the rule. In the center, I'll dip in, and that helps from getting like a big goober of polish in the center. So you want to use the sharpest, pointiest part of the orange stick, and obviously if you dip your stick further in fact, I'll even show you, you get a different result. And depending on the polish you use, like this, I'm kind of impressed with this polish actually. This polish, it really didn't make much of a difference. Certain polishes that aren't as elastic in the cup, that don't necessarily flow back, you can actually end up with like a big gap in the polish where the polish doesn't flow back. And it also, if the polish starts to get dry or gets a little bit sticky, the farther in you have your orange stick, the more likely you are to have the design actually stick to the orange stick and start to pull up in a way that you don't want. So just using the lightest possible touch, just like dragging across the surface, and really being mindful to use that sharpest, pointiest part of the orange stick. They actually do make a water marble tool that I personally have never been super interested in because orange sticks work just fine for me. And if you don't have any orange sticks and you don't want to mess around with ordering that tool, you can make your own water marble tool. Thank you. Oh, can you guys, is the camera picking that up? There's like a string of polish dangling from my orange stick. That's because even though this polish is still behaving, it's starting to dry just a little bit. It's getting a little stickier than it was. And so let's finish this one more stroke here. See, even as I dip in the center, you can kind of tell that it's getting goopier. Then we've got the same one before. We're going to go use this other half and just dip it in there like that. So now we have two versions with the same colors, but two different, I mean, you guys can see how different that is. So, let's see here. Cat Cam, please. Yes. Like JoJo. Yes, I love JoJo from Arcus Stream. I've seen JoJo a couple times, but usually more often when Argus gets a good time, and then he has the little scratching JoJo animation. There are a couple real funny clips on that channel too, which brings me to another reason. I mentioned in my YouTube video that some of the reasons that I decided to go with Twitch over YouTube for live streaming. One of the other reasons is the ability to clip. If you are watching and learning and you see something and you're like, oh my God, that's exactly what I needed to know. That's exactly what I've had questions on. At the bottom of the player, like where you can select the size and where there's the settings, there's a little thing that looks like, oh God, what's the thing even called? The movie thing that you click, and you click on that and it will clip a section of the stream. I think it's about like the last 60 or 90 seconds. You can adjust it a little bit, the length of the clip, and that clip will stay in your account. It will also show up on my account. You can post it in the chat and share it with other people, but you would just have that little section that is the most important section that you wanted to see. Let's see what else I missed here. Wish Christine was here. She's welcome to join us. I mean, and anybody can watch. I enjoyed talking to her the one time that I talked to her. For anybody that don't know, Simply Nailogical's boyfriend, Ben, actually reached out to me when he was water marbling her nails. And I gave him a few tips, and we had a little chat on Google Hangouts, and that was pretty cool. How long does my manicure last with peel-off base coat? For the most part, I would say like 2 or 3 days. The last manicure that I just had on, that black and gold thing, I actually the phone. Okay. Forgot to mute the phone or turn off the ringer. I don't know how to turn off the ringer. We're just going to sit it over these blankets or under these blankets under here. And if it rings again, hopefully it won't be too loud. Lost my train of thought too. Oh, the manicure I just had on, I just took off on Thursday and I had put it on Sunday. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 5 days. That's uncommon for me with peel off base coat. It's really not something that I would recommend to people if you want to keep your manicure on a long time. For glitter, it's awesome. For people that change their manicure often, it's awesome. For people, some people can get it like a week or even longer than that. I'm not one of those people, but it's easy on your nails because you don't have to use as much polish remover, and the peelies are kind of fun. Let's see what else here. Cat cam would be great. The people demand cat claw polishing. You know, Beanie might actually let me do that. He's a very, very tolerant boy. I do give him manicures where I trim his claws if he starts getting stuck in things, and he's very tolerant of that. Oh wait, I can't believe I missed that. Jerry's hosting me. Hi. The Porch Leader. Heard this was the hottest new stream on Twitch. I don't know about that. It's a new stream on Twitch. It's I'm hot with stress and with blushing. But I don't know about all that. Let's see. Yeah. Where's Ribbons, Jerry? I hope she's able to watch for a bit. Otherwise, tell her make sure she can catch the VOD or she can see it on my channel. Rizpa Julia. Hello. I'm sorry I'm behind on chat, but like I mentioned, I don't want to ruin the marble focusing too much on chat, so slightly delayed chat interaction. Okay. All right. I'm sure I probably missed a few chats. I'm gonna put this one, like I mentioned, on the little shoebox lid to dry. Well, actually, no, I'm not yet. What do you guys think of these colors together? I actually like them quite well together. Like I said, I wasn't quite sure that they would fully work together, and I was prepared to, like pare them down to smaller groupings, like maybe 3 of them together or just the creams all together, but I actually kind of like the way they all 5 look. What do you guys think? Clapperboard. I don't know what clapperboard is. Snack time. Oh, my mod is leaving for snacks. Great mod, SSD. Where's Moon when I need her? Insert Coletta's hot joke. Oh, she's camping. Well, I hope that she either enjoys camping or is camping in like a cabin with fluffy blankets and internet. It's okay, Jerry, too, because I mean, I'm still nervous, I'll admit, but this is quite fun. I think I'll be doing this next weekend also. Hope to see. Thank you. I'm just going to call you Sweet because the axolotl seems to tie my tongue in knots. So, or maybe just, well, if I say Sweet A, people might think that's inappropriate. So maybe just Sweet or Sweet Axe. How about that? That will be your nickname unless you don't like it, in which case speak now or forever hold your peace. Vinay, you can be as slow or as fast as you want. As you see, I am slow at some things as I'm learning to balance actually doing the thing and looking at the chat and just managing it all. It's like so many things going on. The second was too blue. Yeah. Isn't it interesting how, I mean, I didn't even change the order. I mean, they're next to the same colors. They're just in the reverse order. But it makes, I mean, this to me, I could sit and play water marbling different colors, different orders, different patterns for quite a long time. And considering the fact that I've been live for 45 minutes and I've only done 2 marbles, this stream may actually be a little bit longer than I intended. I think you're awesome. No, it's not awkward, Rispa Julia. Thank you very much. I know people come and go on YouTube. Same thing here on Twitch. And, you know, at different times, you're into different things. And I appreciate that you came back. Brittle nails are something I was having trouble with too. Actually, we'll lay this right here. As you can see right now, gosh, this is so weird. I'm used to having my webcam mirrored when I use it, but I didn't want it to be mirrored for you guys because, like, wanted you to be able to read the names and stuff. You can see my right hand is a lot shorter than my left hand. And if you're wondering why this nail is so shiny, it's because it has a fresh patch on it. So my right hand, I was having just all kinds of breakage issues. My thumbs are also both really short right now. And short nails need love too. My mom always prefers her nails really short. And, some people seem to think that because I prefer my own nails long that I'm like down on short nails. And that's not the case at all. Wear whatever makes you happy in all things. Incoming 12-hour stream on first day. God, I don't even know. I mean, I planned on an hour. I said, okay, I'll go for at least an hour. That should give me enough time for plenty of testing. But I didn't expect all these people and all these chatter people and questions. I mean, it's what I wanted. I would love to build a little community here because the communities on Twitch, I mean, I know there are some toxic ones out there, obviously, but all the communities that I belong to on Twitch are so awesome. And I want my community to be awesome. Shining Finger from G Gundam. Okay, I know what Gundam is, but I'm not familiar with G Gundam, but I'm going to assume that it's like some kind of awesome ending move, and I could like choo choo or something. Am I right? Your nails peel. I still in some cases, in fact, it's kind of hard to show, but like right here on the corner, and this is not quite, I had to disable the autofocus on this camera to keep all the stuff down here in focus. So when I'm trying to show you up close, it's not that easy, but hopefully you can see right here on the corner of this nail, I still get a little bit of peeling. I used to get that on a good portion of my nails, not quite all of them, until I started taking a biotin supplement. It is something that I recommend, but cautiously. Some people do get side effects with it, like acne. Somebody mentioned the other day that facial hair growth is also on the list of side effects, which is not something I'd want. And thankfully, I don't get that problem or more acne than I have without it. But the biotin really helped with the peeling on my nails. It's like when I look back at chat, I have trouble figuring out where I left off reading, but I suppose that's something that just comes with time. I thought about enabling quotes, Luke, and I haven't yet because I know you have to do something extra with Nightbot, but that would be, I was like, well, what would my quotes even be? What kind of quotable stuff do I even say? Yeah, Liz, hydrating your nails. Right now I was using the Simply Pure oil. Same people that do the Simply Peel, same people that do this matte, but I have recently switched back to California Mango. I was looking back at some of my older blog posts and some of my older naked nails pictures, and I was like, God, I feel like I'm doing everything better now, but my nails looked better then. What was I doing differently? And so I've changed a few things in my routine. One of them was going back to that oil, and I feel like it has helped. I'm currently, although like I said, I've got some quite short nails on this hand from breaks. I've only got these two patches, and they're both for pretty minor tears. You also use California mango. Well, and it smells so good. Oh, lumps on your jaw. That's also not good. Um, yeah, I don't know what else to suggest for peeling, although I'm sure the mango oil is good. Also, just keeping polish on your nails can help to keep them from being dried out with contact with, the environment and paper, stuff like that. I'll get used to it. I hope so. Oh, X Chapters is back. Welcome back. Yeah, Jerry, X Chapters dropped a big ol' host on me when I wasn't even live for like 5 minutes. Like, first 30 seconds, I've got like a 20 viewer host. Um, the people demand that you enable quotes. I actually, okay, now where did I put it? I have a notepad here of stuff that I still need to do. So I will, like old school with a pen, write down that I need to enable quotes and have that on my to-do list before next week. You certainly all are tolerant today, Beanie. I'm like piling stuff on him and he's just snoozing away. And cat cam. Well, the original plan, I started out with a really piece of crap webcam. It was doing the job, but I was never too happy with it. Every time I used it, it would act goofy. Google Hangouts hated it. The microphone was crap. I started out just ordering one C920 to use for this main camera. And when I ordered it and it finally arrived and I saw how much better it was, I was like, well, I can't possibly use this old crappy one for my face cam because it's just going to look stupid. So I ended up buying a second C920, which is slightly more trouble than I bargained for since none of the programs seem to like you having two of the same webcam. But that means I do actually now have 3 webcams. 3, if you can't count. So I have a spare webcam that would work for a cat cam. Yeah. Oh, the no bite polish. To my understanding, that stuff is super, super gross. I've never, thankfully, had a problem with the nail biting, but if it works for you, that's great. Yeah, Jerry, you missed Nightbot banning everyone. That was, I guess it was hilarious. I felt kind of bad. I just hadn't even thought about it. Yeah, everybody came in and started doing emotes, and Nightbot was like, no! And then I was like, damn it, Nightbot, let people spam. Oh, if I start doing longer streams, I'm going to need a bigger jug of water. Bot sees people having fun and support the stream. It's first up. Ban everyone and his brother. Yeah, well, and I have Moobot in here too. I don't even know exactly what Moobot's doing. I haven't really turned on much, so I suppose whatever it does by default. But at least Moobot is not banning everyone. I totally lost my train of thought. I know we were talking about colors and whether I wanted to try some different colors. Let's try these without the blue in it at all for right now. So just with these 4 kind of lavender and plum colors. We'll move this out of the way. Move my notebook out of the way. Which, like, shows my age that I still, like, manually taking notes, pen and paper. Yeah, I thought Moobot did the uptime too. Do I need to enable it somewhere? I need to dig more into both of those, Jerry. Like I said, when Nightbot started banning people, I was like, oh no, I don't even know where to turn off whatever is doing that. Blue is the best color. I love blue. I love purple a little bit more. I just feel like it's kind of, although the blue was the reason that I got all these other colors. I feel like it's not, without the blue, it's more like an ombre of purple and plum. We'll do some more. Does gel polish marble? I don't know. I have very limited supply of gel polish. I have, I want to say, probably less than half a dozen colors and from only 2 brands. One of those, I'm trying to remember now which one it was. I think it was the pink shellac that I actually tried to water marble with. And when I dripped it in the water, it just kind of like broke up and got it, like curdled. That's a good word. It curdled. It didn't spread out into the nice bullseye. And but I don't know if that's true for all gel polish brands. So it, and like I said, I don't have enough to really test. The other brand that I have is Madame Glam, and I haven't tried that. Maybe I will eventually. Heck, maybe we can do that at the end of this stream. Why not? If I can find it. There were so many things that I wanted to get accomplished before I started streaming, and a ton of them I did not. My nail polish collection right now is kind of a disaster. You can probably see behind me, like you see that up there. You see these boxes right here. Those are all full of nail polish. That whole bookcase is mostly full of shoe boxes full of nail polish. And I've purchased longer ago than I would care to admit 4 new Helmers that I need to assemble. And when I get those together, I want to reorganize my whole stash. I had started, my existing 3 Helmers are sorted by color. The shoe boxes are more sorted by brand, and I want to combine everything and put it all by brand. What's ombre, or did I say ombre? As far in nail polish related terms, usually it means like a gradient going from one tone of a color to another tone. And it depends. I mean, some people get really picky about the difference between ombre and gradient. I recall reading one time that if it's all the colors on one nail, that's a gradient. If it's all the different colors across your nails, then it's an ombre. I tend to use them interchangeably. Yeah. 5 loads of laundry. I need to pick up your Walmart order. Today has been lazy for me. I completely understand because like I said, I had a checklist of stuff I wanted to get done before I started streaming, and I didn't get a lot of it done, but I have a really good excuse, and I will show you guys. This is kind of a ghetto way to do things, but I don't know OBS well enough yet to just easily capture a different window. So let me just find this here. Yeah, so I haven't told very many people yet. Jerry and some of the porch know. Those of you who follow me on YouTube know that we recently lost Dude. This little guy here, oh, this doesn't show up well at all. Hopefully you can see a little bit. This is Clark. He's our new puppy. And he is a huge distraction. And it's been really difficult to lock myself up in my room trying to get ready for stream with this little adorable boy downstairs wanting to play. Let's see. Building Helmers. Yeah. The one thing is, when I went and bought them, you wander through IKEA. I kind of wanted to wander through just to see, because they've changed some of the colors since the initial 3 that I got. And the new 4 are the same color, but the style of Helmer has actually changed since the first sets that I got. They're kind of flimsy. The newer ones are much sturdier. It's like the old ones kind of... I think I was about to make a real inappropriate gesture, so let me put my hands down here. The old ones kind of slide into the drawer slot, and the thing that supports them is on the bottom. The new ones, the top edges of the drawers kind of hook over, and it's just a lot sturdier than the ones I currently have. So, sources, window capture. Okay. I need to learn more about OBS. I was struggling with these cameras, as I mentioned, Jerry. So it was like, once I got things done, I was just like, okay, don't touch it. Yeah, Puppy Cam. Puppy Cam would be more difficult because Puppy right now, when he's in the house, pretty much he's in his kennel, and we have decided that he is not allowed upstairs on the second floor. in order to give Beanie somewhere where he can safely retreat from the puppy. Dude never went upstairs. He just never showed any interest, and so it wasn't ever really an issue. And with the puppy, we've decided that we're kind of going to train him to just stay on the main floor. I really, if I start talking about the puppy, I could really go on and on, because I know everybody thinks their baby's the cutest and everybody thinks their puppy's the cutest, but my puppy is the cutest and the smartest. Puppy cam, cat cam, needs 6 more C920s. Yeah, no, if I get another camera, it would either, I might go for that 922, or I might go for something not Logitech altogether. Although people seem to love the 920 just by itself. When you start dealing with multiple of them, anybody that's thinking about streaming, it's a pain in the butt. Be careful. I learned the hard way that having them both plugged in when you open OBS can lead to a blue screen of death. That was not fun. Let's see. GoPro on doggo helmet in a room full of mirrors. See, and then I laugh, and then like the camera shakes all around. I've really got to come up with a better solution for that. Your husband has a C92. Caters. I don't know if I said hello to you. Well, I read your Helmer's comment. This is maybe the hardest part of streaming, is not just keeping up with chat, but like some of you guys know I help in the YouTube forum. A lot of times I don't pay attention to usernames. So some of these I'm like reading comments and I'm not even noticing the names. I apologize, because I want to know you guys. It's the whole point of live streaming. But yeah, I thought about the 922 and I was just like, I don't know if I do I need that much power in a webcam. I'm still considering it. If these workarounds for the C920 start to be kind of more trouble than they're worth, I mean, I'm still within the return period on both of them right now. I could turn one in and get a 922. We'll see how that goes. The workarounds are not that bad, but it is just kind of frustrating that in this day and age, stuff can't just freaking work properly. Need another drink. Then we're going to actually do another marble. I'll get used to it. I hope so, X. Nothing to apologize. I feel like all I'm doing is apologizing. I'm sorry for the shaky camera. I'm sorry for banning people accidentally. I'm sorry for mispronouncing people's names or giving them weird nicknames. I'm sorry for anything that may go wrong, but I'm also very thankful for everything that's going right. Okay, cool. It's such a relief to just be doing this and have all you guys telling me that everything is okay and nothing horrible has happened. Well, the banning was kind of horrible, but in a hilarious sort of way. So let's try this plummy and purple version with no blue in it. And we'll maybe go for slightly more drops this time. We've got another scummy top here, and this depends on how well you clean up when you're dipping. I mean, especially with your nails. Sometimes when you're dipping your fingers in there, even if you've washed your hands immediately prior, you maybe didn't get your hands as clean as you thought. Maybe you have some lotion residue on there. Maybe if you didn't rinse well enough, you even have soap residue on there. So the trick is always just to get a skin of polish on there, pull it out, and then the top should be much cleaner and things should spread much nicer and easier, like that. So sometimes it's a little tricky. Certain polishes seem to drip better than others based on how the brush is made. Like some polishes with really weird skinny brushes, like they don't pick up enough polish to drip nicely. And I try to always just keep my bottles really close, kind of pull out, and then just let the polish drip. You don't want to be too high from the cup, because if you're dripping from really high up, just the drop of polish can just fall right through the water and go right down to the bottom. So this is just looking really juicy and delicious. I think we'll try something a little different here because we've already done 2 flower shapes. So let's see if we can get a burst going here. I'm gonna draw up and down, side to side. In between those, there's probably chatty things happening right now that I'm not seeing. And then in between each of these, we're gonna go back toward the center with that really light touch. Like sometimes I'm using such a light touch, I almost like stop touching it before I quite mean to. But as long as you are careful, like if you just go through there and accidentally pull your stick out, you can go back in and just keep drawing right from that same spot, as long as the polish is wet enough. Go back in here and clean up that center a little bit. So let's go ahead and get this one out here. And there, I like that. It's kind of there, that's good. This ring light is a blessing and a curse. So let me go back and check chat here. Missed what kind of polishes these are. These are all Sally Hansen Extreme Wear polishes. When I replaced my bottle of Babe Blue, I found these other 4 just sitting there and the colors just spoke to me, so I ended up picking them all up. And oh, and then I see that somebody already answered that too. That's what happens when I fall behind on chat. Draken is headed out to watch Scott Pilgrim with a friend. The surprisingly entertaining stream. Well, if you're still here, thank you. If you're not, well, then you're not. Quirky booty chick on YouTube. You may have seen a comment from me. I probably have. The people, like right now, it seems like a lot of the people that are commenting on my videos are like, I feel like really diehard fans. And I appreciate that. People that comment on every video, or even if you don't comment on every video. But wait a minute, I read that wrong. Did I read that as quirky booty chick? It's quirky book chick. That's a bad mistake. Sorry. More apologies. Yeah, SSD, you're bad mod. Yeah. Do one that looks like Mega Man. Yeah, Mega Man nail art's not out of the question. He's fairly easy. X knows all about banning his viewers, and for the exact same thing. All right, let's see here. Okay, so I'm not the only one whose stream just has super aggressive Nightbot on their first stream. Let's see what else we got here. Okay. Water Marble University. That would actually be, man, can you imagine? They have some really weird university classes. I mean, don't they have a couple classes that are just on like Star Wars lore or random crap like that? Like if that can be a college course, why not water marbling? Can you tell me about my light ring? I can, Lolo, in just a minute. Oh, I splashed on myself. Oh, it's just out of camera. That's great. So the ring light that I have is from Newer. Newer? Yeah. It's kind of a weird name. If you go on like any of my most recent YouTube videos and look in the information box and scroll down, there's a link to the actual set that I bought. It's a 14-inch ring light with LED. The other option is fluorescent, which I didn't really want to go with because, excuse me, they seem to be, number one, more expensive, and number two, fluorescent lights are a pain to deal with when they burn out. You're not supposed to just throw them in the regular trash because they have mercury in them, and LED is also more efficient. So I bought this 14-inch light, and it came in a set that had like a tripod. It had like a little thing for you to attach up in this, well, you can't really see where I'm pointing. It's like right here. You attach it and you can screw on your camera or your webcam, and so that it looks right down through the ring light. And for the most part, I've really liked it. The main thing is, since there's lights like all the way, well, you can't see where I'm pointing, but like all the way around, it helps to minimize the shadows. It doesn't completely eliminate them, but compared to my previous setup, you get a lot less shadows when I'm like, for example, so if I'm painting my nails and I've got my hand over here, like with my other lights, I'd be casting quite a shadow. And here you can still, for the most part, see what I'm doing. So that's what I initially purchased. And then I purchased a desk stand because I don't, with my current setup, have room to like set up the tripod behind where I'm recording and have the ring light looking over. The desk stand was like a thing, like, it's kind of hard to describe again. Well, it's kind of shaped like this, and then it had a tube in the middle, so it would sit on the desk. The tube goes up, and then the ring light attached to the tube. And that was also kind of shaky. It allowed me enough space to work, like right here. But one of the things I eventually realized was that it didn't leave me enough room to use like my Miracle Mat. Because since the Miracle Mat has like these little raised edges, then the stand wouldn't sit flat. And so then I started looking for these arms. And this one that I got, I think I've only recorded one video with it so far. It clamps on the side of my desk, and then it has 3 sections. Then the ring light is attached to that. So my actual desktop surface is clear for me to have lots of space and have plenty of room for my microphone. And so far, I would say, although I am having a little bit of a problem with the shaking, it's not, as I hit it with my hand, it's not worse than the desk stand, and I like that I have more space. So, okay, now I'm like super probably behind on comments because like I took a minute and stopped. And yeah, okay. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Not too far behind on comments in chat. I just, as you can see, am easily distracted. I can easily go off on a tangent. So, yeah, all the stuff that I'm currently using in my stream, well, I shouldn't say that because I don't have this. I was going to say all the lighting stuff that I'm currently using is listed in the information box of my last YouTube video if you want like specific details, or you can just head to Amazon and look it up. That's something that maybe I can add a panel for or something later on, is links to, in fact, I think there's a widget you can do that'll just let you have a list of your streaming materials. So, okay, let me get, oh, here we go. I was gonna say I almost lost this. So we've made this nice little guy here, which is kind of a pointy shaped flower with just the plum ones. Let's now, I forget who said blue is the best color. Let's do another one with blue. I want to do the blue with kind of the lavender and the light lavender without the 2 plummier shades. And see how that works out. And then if anybody who wasn't here at the beginning of the stream, I'm planning to do an actual tutorial after I'm finished streaming based on the results of all this testing. Oh, that's fine, Vinay. Vinay? I don't know. I know I pronounced it before because I remember the one, I think. But, yeah, right now I'm planning to do it next week at the same time. If you want to check out the rest of this one, you can check out the Twitch VOD, which there should be like a link above the player to videos. And I'll also be uploading it later to my YouTube channel because, you know, life. I figure people have other things to do, and even people that are super interested may or may not be able to stay the whole time. So thank you for coming, and I hope you have a great day. Yeah, lurking is fine. Lurking is, in fact, Well, I don't know if I want to say encouraged, because I want to encourage you guys to chat, but lurkers make the world go round. All right, let's try this blue and lavender combination here. See how this turns out. And sometimes, even when the surface is clear, it might take just a little bit of attention with the orange stick to get that very first drop to spread out. And then the next drops will spread out a little bit nicer. And if I get really good, maybe I'll learn how to check chat while I'm actually creating the bullseye. Some people, as a note, actually think that I invented water marbling, which I did not. But I may have popularized some of the terminology that I use. I think I might have been the first person to call it a bullseye, but I mean, it looks like a bullseye. I don't know what else you would call it. Some of the designs that I've made may have been unique. I don't know. It's hard to say because practically everything has been done before. But I'll take a little bit of credit when people want to give it to me. I think for this one, I want to try some little stripies. So let's go up and down. And then we're going to draw in here, side to side, some real tight chevrons. Like I mentioned earlier, when I'm going all the way to the edge of the cup, I can kind of wipe the orange stick on the edge as I get there. And this maybe could even have used a couple more drops. You can tell because even as I go, we've got this kind of big swath of the lightest purple in the center. If it was really tight, we'd get some kind of tighter stripes here. But I think we'll still end up with a pretty decent pattern. And then I'm going to dip it this way to get the most of the stripes as I can. There we go. That's kind of a lot mellower. It comes across very pastel. I think I'm leaning more toward like this or like the original one with all 5 of the colors. Like this. Maybe like this. There we go. Yeah, I like those first couple flowers. In fact, I think... Was this one the first one I did? I think it was, and that's the one that I like best so far. Although I like these other ones also. So, I think I'm going to try that. Well, actually, I need to fold up a couple more. I should have done more beforehand, but I was cutting it kind of close. It was like, oh, I've got plenty of time before I stream. Oh no, I need to stream now. So I would do this, well, I was going to say I would do this up here, but it's wet, but I have a paper towel. So let's scoot this out of the way. Mop up that water. And what I did was just got this library receipt, fold it, and then fold it into little dippable sections. Like I mentioned, of course, you're going into the cup. You don't want it wider than the cup. And these are just, I don't even remember how I originally came across this. I know I do fold it so that it's slightly thicker than just a piece of receipt paper, but you could just as easily use a piece of cardboard or a random piece of, notebook paper, or even like a fake nail. That's not my preferred, even if I do have some fake nails, but they're intended for swatching. But the reason that I like doing it on a piece of paper is that when you're doing, some of these larger designs, if you were just doing a nail's worth, even if I use my thumb, which is like my biggest nail, you're only going to get a chance to see that section of the design. When you dip it with the piece of paper, you can really look at the whole design and decide which part of that you want on your nail, or if it's suitable for even dipping more than one nail at a time. I basically perfected it. Thank you. I I don't know if I'd say I'd perfected it because I do still struggle, but I know I will. I accept the title of Queen of Water Marbling somewhat hesitantly because I'm not the kind that really likes to toot my own horn, but every now and then I do put out something fantastic. Pro strats. When's Cuphead stream? Oh my god. I would die in Cuphead so fast. I don't think you understand how long it's been since I actually played video games X chapters. If I were to stream video games, I think I would either go retro or one that I would love to attempt, and I say attempt because I think I would probably die quite a bit in that too, is Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight is one of my favorite games. Or, if I were to get a Switch, hello Xenoblade. Mega Man 3. Mega Man seems too tough on the hands. I need games that are gentle and easy and don't require too much button mashing. Well, Ninja Gaiden looks hard. I've been watching Arcus play it. I have in my closet a NES, a Sega Genesis and Sega CD, and a PlayStation 1. And I don't have a ton of games. When I pulled out the NES the other day, I discovered that I have Super Mario Duck Hunt, Mario 2, Dr. Mario, Tetris, and I think Zelda 2. And I was trying to remember like some of the other games that I had when I was young because it's not my original NES. My original NES, I remember I bought for my brother, and my mom was super mad because it was like half broken and she felt like he ripped me off. And it had this game that I couldn't remember the name of for the longest time. It was like an RPG. And every time I tried to play it, I would get to this one part and there were some chests on the other side of a river, and I would just try to walk across and get it, and everybody in my party would just drown and die. And I recently, I was like, I have to figure out what this game is. And I was going and looking at all these old, NES, just, cover art. I was like, I would recognize the art of this game. And it's Ultima 3 Exodus, or whatever. So I may eventually track down a copy of that and see if I can play it properly and get these chests that thwarted me as a child. But I mean, gaming is just kind of intimidating to me because I've always liked video games, but I was never the kid that played a bunch of video games because I just, for a long time, didn't have my own console. When I had a console, I did not have a bunch of games. And I mean, like Mario, for example, Super Mario 1, I don't think I've ever personally beaten it, ever. I recall as a kid, trying to get my brother to get through the first world, or the first, which world is the water world? I would want him to get through to the water world so that I could play Mario swimming, because I was incapable of making it there because I would just die too much. But now after watching Darbian, I mean, I feel like I should be an awesome Super Mario speedrunner, but realistically, probably not. So let's get another bullseye going here. Start out with this nice deep plum, and sometimes yes and sometimes no, I will do 2 drops of the first color just to help it spread out a little bit more. And other times it doesn't seem quite as necessary. So let's get these going. And I think for this one, we'll do either a pointed flower or a burst. It really can vary depending on how exactly you stroke and how the polish itself reacts. The old Ultima games are so unforgiving and obtuse. Yeah, I mean, I literally did not know what I was doing then. Oh, we've got a bubble here. So sometimes with bubbles, you should be able to pop them right in the cup like that, and then you don't have to deal with them. Otherwise, you may have to deal with them once they're on your nails. So for this one, you know, with that other pointed flower, we went out first. For this one, we're drawing in toward the center first, and then we're going to go out. And it'll produce a slightly, very slightly different pattern. And that's the other reason to play with polish, because you might think, oh, this will give me this result. And not always the case. So now we're just going to pull each of these out like this. And this one we kind of lost the blue. That's unfortunate. Not going to worry about it too much since we're testing, but if I were to decide this was the design I wanted to put on my nails, I would try to be a lot more careful to avoid getting like this area here that's missing all the blue. So let's go ahead and dip that one out. And just to compare it, like here's the other one that we did as pointed, and I'm not sure how much the differences are actually obvious to anyone but me, but the petals are just slightly plumper on this one. Is that maybe a good word? I like that. I feel like I'm not sure if I want to do a real structured design on my nails, because the more precise you want to be with the design, the more time generally it takes. And sometimes the more dips it takes. Like if you're just dipping one finger at a time, then you're going to have to do 10 cups, bullseyes, 10 designs. If you're doing 2 fingers at a time, you can cut that almost in half. And if you can find a way to squeeze your thumb in there, you can do a whole manicure in like 4 cups, which is ideal. Let me go back to chat here. I'm almost forgetting about chat. Hello, Zero Starlore. And Mrs. Shrado, for papers to dip in, keep the test, I will use junk mail. That's a good idea. Yeah. Just make sure that it's actually junk mail. My mom has this horrible habit of ripping things up, and I keep telling her, you know, one day you're going to rip up something that doesn't intend to be ripped up, and it happened. So I could see the same thing happening. Like, oh, this is junk mail. Let me just put nail polish all over it. Oh, wait, that was a bill I was supposed to pay. Sorry, sir, I didn't pay my bill because I was busy water marbling. You like the new one, Daggett? Thank you. Moosey Gal, hello. I'm just still surprised that anybody actually gives a crap. Yeah, always open them first. Yeah, definitely. The only I'm glad that I don't get a ton of junk mail, but the one junk mail I've been getting lately that is super pissing me off is that somewhere along the line, insurance companies and stuff seem to think I'm a senior citizen. And I keep getting all this mail talking about, get ready for Medicare. And I'm like, dude, I'm not 60 or 62 or 65, whatever you're supposed to be. Like, I'm not on Medicare. Quit sending me this junk. Imagine not giving a crap about a clut stream. Imagine giving a crap. That's what's just startling to me. It's like, I don't know. Like musical, but with gal at the end. Musical. Yeah, I like it. I find people's usernames fascinating, because there's always a story behind it. My story is not very interesting, particularly, but like some usernames are just so creative like that, and I appreciate that. So I want to do something a little bit else with these same colors. I don't know. We'll build the bullseye and then see what we feel like doing here. And then I'm making plans for my next streams also. I've got a couple ideas, and I mean, water marble testing is one of them, obviously, because I know people have so many questions on water marbling, and I know people have really enjoyed the behind the scenes videos that I've posted in the past, which were just like edited versions of this with probably less talking because I didn't have people asking questions at the same time. So I'm gonna tell you guys a couple of the ideas I have for my next stream. You can tell me what you are interested to see. The first one would be a Zoya haul, my Earth Day stuff, and then playing water marbling or maybe even other stuff with the polishes from that haul once I'm done showing the colors. The other thing that I'm considering is, and I don't know what I'm doing here, I'm just drawing some kind of random lines side to side. See if we can get kind of a swirly random pattern. The other thing that I thought might make good stream material is doing another nail foil strip placement, like in real time, because sometimes when I do more complicated designs, one of the questions I frequently get is, well, how long did that really take you, when people are only seeing the finalized, edited YouTube video. So I thought it might be interesting to take something like that, that's kind of a labor intensive process, and just stream the whole thing. And hey, there we go. I actually like that quite a bit. I would have to pay a little bit more attention. My thing is, when I'm doing random designs, is that I don't want it to be so completely random that you're getting uneven distribution of colors between the nails. So I want controlled randomness, which is a really weird thing to even try and talk about. But I kind of like that random design just as much as the flower. I've got a couple more things I want to test. I've got to fold another test strip here. The circles going out is very satisfying. Yes, I think so too. That's why I think, excuse me, some of the compilations that I've put together are so popular, is that people just like watching the polish spread out. And, if it's a good, smooth polish, drawing the design in, I find is very satisfying too. Some polishes, like glitter polishes or stuff like that, they don't draw this neat, and that's not as satisfying. So especially when testing, you're always going to end up with this kind of leftover in the cup, and sometimes I'll just leave it for a minute and it will serve as my cleanup skin instead of using a separate fresh drop of polish. Like seeing my testing on here and then seeing the finished video after edit on YouTube. Thank you. I hope that it will be kind of like a good combination, because some people who miss the stream maybe are interested in watching the whole thing, and some people maybe don't care or maybe just don't have enough time for that. So getting the actual tutorial edited down to 10 minutes or so, I mean, it seems like that usually seems to be the case right now. My tutorials used to be a lot shorter, but then I kept getting all these questions of, well, did you do this? Did you do this? Did you do this? So now I try to, make sure and include in every video, well, yes, I'm using a base polish or a base coat. Yes, I'm, doing this or that. Katie is now following. Thank you, Katie. Make highlights and export straight to YouTube. Yes, I do. I need to link my YouTube channel to my Twitch. I'm also recording locally just to be on the safe side. Although I'm recording and I seem to be pretty stable. At least my my Twitch dashboard says that I'm pretty stable. So hopefully you guys aren't getting any dropped frames or anything like that. I don't think it looks like I've dropped 61 frames, which I don't think is that many since, I've been streaming for an hour and a half. Holy crap. I did not realize it had been that long. Wow. Talk about getting distracted. Um, um, Lost my train of thought. That's gonna happen. I mean, it just is, because I'm just like, I'm like the puppy. I'm freaking overstimulated. 61 is nothing. Okay, good. During the explosions. Um, I kind of intended to switch it in OBS. Like when I was doing all my testing yesterday, I was recording same as stream or whatever it is, but I was considering whether I wanted to try switching that around, or whether it was even worth it to try and record in a different quality or something. I don't know. There's Streaming is not hard, but there's a huge learning curve. Like, you can start out very simply. Like, even as much as I have is maybe more than a lot of people have on their first stream. And at the same time, it's less than what I would, eventually envision my stream to be. I mean, this plain black background and stuff is, I don't know, either clean if you want to look at it in a positive fashion, or boring if you're like, 50k frames in 1 hour. Okay, that would be a lot of frames. I like doing the chevrons, then putting an S shape in them. That's my go-to for dipping multiple nails. I do like that too, because it gives you, it's also better for shorter nails, because when you draw the chevrons in there, it gets you thinner lines of polish than you might initially get from the bullseye. And with smaller nails, that's the key to getting a more complex design. My sister streams her art on Twitch and forgot that she was saving locally as well. I can see how it would be easy to forget about. The one thing I kept telling myself, don't forget, was to update my stream key, because I had the whatever it is you put at the end so that you can just test your connection. I was like, don't think you're starting your stream and you still have that on and you're not actually streaming. That would have been bad. But I remember to do that, obviously, because I'm hanging out with you guys. No more room on our computer. That is a problem I should not have to think about for quite a while, unless I start doing 24-hour streams. I was actually around like the end of last year. I'm trying to remember exactly when I bought it. My computer hard drive and my external drives were so full that I was having to switch stuff around and move stuff every time I downloaded from my camera. It was like I would download from my camera and my computer would be full. I would have to move stuff or delete stuff just to have enough to have somewhere to save it after I edited it. And that got old real quick. So I purchased my 4th external hard drive, and it's 8 terabytes. And that should be plenty of room. My previous backup drive was 4 terabytes. I've made that my kind of extended hard drive, and the 8 terabyte one is just backs up the 4 terabyte one and backs up my PC, and they're all like have plenty of room on them right now. So that's something that I'm really glad I don't have to worry about right now. Sorry you missed me. You got your hair done this morning. Getting your hair done is also important. That was on my list to do before I started streaming, and I didn't get to it because my hair, well, I mean, it's okay, but it was like I realized the other day that I've become such a lazy natural. Like, I haven't had a trim in like 2.5 years or something. But I know that I've had breakage at the end, because those of you who've watched me on YouTube may remember when my hair was red. And as you can see, there's not red here. So almost all those red tips have eventually broken off, or, fallen out and new dark hair is growing in. So yeah, that's on my list to do too. You don't ever have to apologize for being late. Streamers always evolve. Yeah, I mean, I think that'll be part of the fun. I mean, for me, it was like I had all these things. I like made a list. I wrote them all down, and then I was like, okay, if you really want to do all this and stress yourself out about it, you're not going to have any fun streaming. So I just pared it down. I was like, what do I need to stream. And I was like, okay, all this other stuff can wait till later. Like my Twitch page, I was like, ooh, I could design all these fancy panels, and I could have a panel for this, and I could have a panel for that. And as you've seen, I have a total of 2 panels, an about me and a schedule countdown. So plenty of room to evolve there. Do I have acetone in the square bowl? Yes, I do. Just for cleaning off the orange stick. And when I'm doing a normal manicure would be where I go in with my cleanup brush. It's like, I mentioned, I think it's like intended for soy sauce or wasabi, because this little notch here is like, I'm assuming, a chopstick rest. It's really nice because it's stable. I mean, it's kind of hard to see how deep it is. Maybe if I tilt it a little bit like that. It's stable. I don't have to worry about it tipping over, and it's not so small that I'm like, trying to get in this little area. I can just get in there. If the acetone starts to evaporate, I can kind of tilt it like this and get a deeper end. And then just right next to there, I have a paper towel for wiping stuff off on. 350 gigabyte total here. That's not a lot of gigs, X. You need external hard drive. It'll make your life so much easier. All of mine have been Western Digital MyBooks, and they're mostly good. But the most recent one really kind of pissed me off because it came and it was formatted as FAT32 or whatever it's called, and it was such a hassle. It wasn't saving correctly. It had see, now I learned all about this at the time and then I don't remember, but the size of the files it saves, like you would save a small file and it would be huge. So because of that formatting, it didn't even have enough room to back up all my stuff, and it took me forever to figure it out, and I had to reformat the whole thing. You like my hair? Thank you. I'm beautiful. Oh my god. All these compliments. I don't even know. Oh, you stream everything from console, so a hard drive is not actually needed. It's good to have, though. It's good to have a backup of some kind. I've been trying to tell my mother this for so long. She's got this laptop. It's old as I don't even know. So old that lots of things on there just don't work and don't receive updates anymore. And I keep telling her it's going to break. It's going to just die one day, and she's going to be really mad if she doesn't back up her pictures. I have at one point lost about a month's worth of pictures. Several hard drives ago, I got a new computer. I needed a new hard drive. I thought, oh, I'll get around to that or whatever. Well, the computer turned out to be a lemon. Crashed and died on me within the first month. And because I hadn't gotten a new external hard drive, I lost all the pictures for that month. I was really sad. I only had left what I had already. Ooh, that was a mistake. It's a deal-withable mistake, but you guys probably saw I had a little bit too much polish on the brush there. Probably a little bit distracted because I was talking. You really want to endeavor to keep the drops even. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah, so I hadn't gotten my new external hard drive. I wasn't able to back things up at the time, and the whole computer crashed. I ended up having to take it in for warranty service, and the whole thing ended up getting, wiped back to factory or whatever. So I only had what I'd had previously on my old computer. I ended up having to restore everything from that, and I was only able to recover the stuff that I had already posted onto my blog or onto YouTube. So for this one, I've drawn up to the top and down to the bottom. That makes it more like stripes than like a bullseye. And then for this one, I'm just going to draw in some very narrow little petals. And that's a word I use a lot when I'm water marbling because I find it to be aptly descriptive. I don't know what else you would call these. And I like the way that's coming out. Sometimes this works better than others. Some polish, as you're dragging across like this, it'll really pull, and you won't end up with much design on like half of the cup, which makes it more difficult for dipping multiple nails. Or you might end up with kind of like uneven sections. And even this is a little bit like the lines and petals over here are skinnier than like this section in the middle here. Whoa, that was almost bad. My biggest worry was that I would somehow manage to tip over my whole cup of water, which is why I decided to work on the Miracle Mat. So if I can get through the stream without tipping over the whole cup, that'll be good. I like that. I don't like how the blue is quite so thick in the middle. I think this would look better with the plum in the middle. Let's actually just lay that right here and go into the next one. Catch up on chat. Gotta remember not. I'm like talking to you people, and then I forget that you're talking back to me. Your cat is trying to climb up my bookcase to smell my polish. Cats are awesome. I was just checking on Beanie right here. He's such a good boy. Maybe when we get done here, I'll unmount this camera just for a minute and give you guys a taste of Beanie. Phone SSD card recently stopped being able to read. 3 months of pictures including Christmas. Oh no. That's frustrating. Maybe, I wonder if it's, you think it's the card or you think it's your phone. I wonder if you took it out and stuck it in something else, if maybe you could recover them. Losing pictures is really, I mean, they're just pictures, but you take pictures for a reason. So losing pictures can be really frustrating. Wait, X, have you not played Hollow Knight? Oh, that's such a good game. Think of them as feathers because of the macaw design. Yes, they do look like feathers too. Although sometimes, like this would be good if you wanted even feathers. If you want it to look like this and kind of be more staggered, what I would do is instead of starting the stroke, like all these strokes started in the lightest purple, I would vary where I was starting my stroke, like start some closer to the edge, start some closer to the middle, and then it kind of helps to stagger the pattern a little bit more. How often do I tip over my water? You luckily never have. Surprisingly little, but I figured if there was ever a time for me to tip over my water, it would be while I was live streaming. Or, it'd be like, oh, of course, now would be the time. I mean, I've been water marbling for 8 years, I guess. Yeah. 8 or 9 years. God. I started my blog in 2009, January 2009. I started my YouTube channel in November of 2009. And somewhere in between there, I started water marbling. I have maybe tipped over my cup 2 or 3 times in that time period because, I mean, I'm very aware of it. One thing that has happened is, I'm using a paper cup like I mentioned. One time, instead of buying the generic house brand that Cub has, I actually bought Dixie cups. And then I have a hutch on my desk right here, like a thing, and it's got a shelf up here. I set the cup up there when I was done, so it wasn't in my main space, in theory, so it wouldn't be knocked over. And then as I was sitting there, all of a sudden, drip, drip, and I looked, and this freaking Dixie cup is leaking. And I was like, well, okay, Dixie cup, you suck. I'm never buying you again. I'm going to stick with the cheap generic brand because apparently it's better. So that only happened one time, and I've only tipped it over maybe 2 or 3 times other than that. Luckily, I usually have paper towels very handy. Nail polish, I tip over all the time. But because I set them with the brush in them, like if it tips over, as long as you pick it up right away, it's not spilling all over the place, thankfully. I mean, it would eventually glug out. In fact, one time I forgot to screw the top back on. I don't know if it was a water marble or some other kind of nail art. The bottle got tipped over and my desk was a disaster, which it frequently is. And I was sitting here and I was like, man, I smell nail polish. What is that? Oh well, went to bed. The next day I discovered this bottle had tipped over, and it had tipped over like on a napkin, thankfully, but like the whole bottle leaked out all over. Well, not all over my desk, but the whole bottle leaked out, and I was so sad. Can I zoom in on the water marble pattern a little? I can a little bit. Let me where did my mouse go? I had zoomed out a little bit initially so that you guys could see like the dish and the bottles, but maybe I can zoom in just like one click. I know what you can see. How's that? Can depend a lot on what whether you're watching on mobile or whether you're watching on a computer. So hopefully that's a little bit better for you. Okay, what else here? No messes, yeah. Tried the SD card in your husband's phone. Oh. Yeah, sometimes it is worth paying professional to get it back. I wish you luck with that, because that just, it's happened to my dad a couple times, because he has a cell phone, but he's not super technical, and he didn't back anything up, and you know, it's like when he goes to the cell phone store, it's like, I don't know if he's just getting incompetent people or if they're just like, oh, this is just an old dude, I don't even care. But you know, it's like they have not been super helpful to him, and he's lost lots of photos several times. A candle lid. Ah, yeah, that's a good one. The very first time I water marbled, I used a glass. It's like a kind of like a custard cup, and I decided that it was a little bit too big. It was probably like, well, it's kind of hard to, a little bit bigger than the cup. But I've gone with paper cups because I like starting with a new one each time I water marble, instead of having to go and clean out the glass cup. But part of that is just because I am recording it and making a tutorial, and I feel like it would not be aesthetically pleasing to be doing a tutorial in a cup that was too completely gross with every mixed color of every last dozen water marbles. Shot glasses. Oh, you can eat. Actually, that must be a big shot glass if you can fit 3 fingers in there. Because I mean, I can barely fit 3 in here, maybe 4 if I really push it and have. The problem I run into sometimes is, like with this one, I've got design pretty close to the edge over here, but then toward the edge over here, you know, I've got about a, I don't know what, ½ inch of no design. PolishCon next month. I will not Lolo. I've heard of it. I'm not even exactly sure where it is. I bet it would be a fun thing. I've never been to that sort of a convention, but I'm not surprised that there is a PolishCon. What did you miss in your life? Yeah, X chapters. You gotta find out if you have a local PolishCon. Thinking a lid is screwed on and picking it up and making a mess with it. Yeah. Yeah, I've had that too. Or you think it's screwed on and you go to move it and you're lifting and moving at the same time, and then it tips over with no brush in it, and then it does glug all over the place. Use the custard cup too. Yeah. Dixie cups. Yeah. I mean, the cup, it's a balance between small enough that the polish spreads well and large enough that you can fit in more than one nail if you want to. I think I'm going to give this design a try one more time. I'm going to use a little bit more polish, and I think I'm going to reverse the colors again too. The Indie Shop next week. I've heard of that one mainly because I know Colors by LaRoe has done, I think, some exclusive polishes for that, and it's like, oh man, I want to go there and get all the exclusive polishes. You know, are they changing it again, or do you mean the the stockist that they're going toward. I learned about that very last minute, and I was kind of disappointed that they did not send out like an email notification, because by the time I saw it on their Instagram, the existing sales on the Colors by Leroux website were already done, and you could not redeem any more of your points. So that really, really disappointed me, and it seemed kind of a dick move. I mean, you know, there are all these people who've been ordering from your site, and the only place that you announce that you're no longer going to be selling there is your Instagram, especially with the state of Instagram lately, which, yeah, I'm on the bring back chronological timeline train, or at least give us the option. I mean, in the comments, I hate that also. Like, if I switch it from top comments to newest first, can you please not switch it back? Because I actually like to read all my comments. So if they're changing again, yeah, only on Color for Nails. I did see them on Color for Nails. I have not ordered from them since they switched over there. And the one good thing was that I think I did use up most of my points on the order just before that, because it was a large order. You can pick up some. No, thank you, but no. But thank you. I know when people offer to get me stuff, I'm always so flattered, and then I'm like, well, no, I don't. I mean, I don't expect that, and I don't really have any way to accept it right now either. I don't really feel comfortable giving out like my home address, and I don't have a post office box yet. I don't know. Post office boxes are. It seems like a good idea, but then on the other hand, I'm like, well, what if nobody did send me anything? Then you're paying for this post office box, which is not cheap, for no purpose. So let's get this started. Do another bullseye here, starting with the blue. And instead of just doing 2 rounds of all the colors, I'm going to try and do 3 rounds of all the colors and see how that goes. Sometimes if you use way too much polish, what happens is when you dip your nail in, the design kind of blurs, or it doesn't look the way like you expect it. Also, with some polishes, when you add too much is when they may start blending together and kind of bleeding at the edges, and you don't get the same like crisp definition in between the colors like you do when it's just the right amount. So I think this might be slightly excess, but you still see we've got, they're still spreading. If you're really using too much, it'll be like you're just dropping and dropping and they're not even spreading out anymore. So let's do another draw like this. Another trick when it's like, when I'm trying to make stripes, is you can kind of dip out a little bit of the center one, and you see how it shrinks it just a little bit and makes it a little bit skinnier, and that can keep the design more consistent. And I'm going to do that same skinny petal or feather design that I did before and see how this turns out. I like that. The lines are a little bit more even than they were in that blue one, while at the same time having not too much polish that where they blur together. And I always try to go as fast as possible, but you don't want to go too fast and like mess things up. Another thing is sometimes I feel like as I'm talking, I'm like blowing on the cup, so I'll try to, you know, lean a little bit farther away so I'm not like right in there with it. All right, and then let's just go in here like that. Yes. So this may be a little difficult to see. I can see it in person. When you're doing a design like this with the up and down, you'll get kind of mirrored colors on each side, so you can tell right where the center is, which is right here on the plumb line. And there's a little bit of colors blurring together, which means I used a little bit too much polish. But overall, I think I like this one better than this one. I think this may be the design that I end up doing on my nails. What do you guys think? Lolo has to run. Thank you for showing up, Lolo. I really appreciate it. Have a great day. Chaotic Nails on Instagram. I will try to remember that when I'm done streaming. You would have expected me to pay for the polish. That is understandable. Some people are just like, oh my God, I have this. Let me send it to you. Some people are like, well, I'll be there so I can pick it up for you if you want. I appreciate both thoughts, both sentiments. Pay attention. It's okay. I'm used to having my name spelled wrong and in way worse than just missing a T. One on the forum the other day spelled my name so it looked like clot, which was like not flattering. You like that one, Mr. Strado? You got to run also, X? You have a marathon tomorrow. Well, good luck with the marathon. Have a good day. What did you miss? Well, let's see if we can squeeze these in here. We have the first couple here, the second couple here. Then we did the third strip, which I do still really like this more randomy one. And then we just worked on these petal feathered looking ones. And I'm leaning toward this one. Whoa, touched it. It's still wet. This one here. It's like there. As what's actually going on my nails. So I think that's good for testing. I'm both pleased and disappointed that these worked so well. I mean, usually part of testing is finding colors that I want to use and then them not working and me have to find colors to substitute for those colors. So the fact that these all worked really kind of allowed me to experiment more with designs and different color combinations within them. And let's see, it's now 4 o'clock. I've been streaming for 2 hours and the world didn't end and I didn't have a panic attack. These are all good things. I think I'm going to close these up. Before we go, I think someone, I'm sorry I don't remember who, asked earlier if gel polish marbled. And here we have some gel polish. So let's just give it a try and see what we get here. We have actually two kinds. Madame Glam. Oh, this is a top coat. Don't I have a... Yeah, here we go. Excuse me. Again. In fact, let me get another drink of water. My water is more than half gone. Madame Glam has two types. They're both soak off, but the traditional kind leaves a little bit of a tacky layer and you're supposed to add a top coat. The one-step gel, I think you're supposed to be able to just do it without having to mess around with adding a glossy gel top coat on the top. So I'll try that one first and see if we get any spread here or not. Yes, you'd have to be really careful when dipping to avoid skin exposure. That's one of the biggest things I don't like with gel polish because I tend to be a little bit of a lazy, sloppy polisher because it's so easy to clean up with a little brush and acetone with normal polish. And if you do that with gel polish, I'm pretty sure it's bad for you, and it's also like hot. When you put it under to be cured and it's on your skin, you know that you had some on your skin. So this lovely purple is Lady Blah Blah. And let's just give it a try and see what happens in the water here. It's not dispersing like the pink shellac, but it's not exactly spreading much either. It's kind of just sitting there like a lump. Oh, now it's sinking like a lump. That's kind of weird. You know, it's not horrible. The other thing with gel polish too, though, is let me actually get a piece of paper towel here. Once you dip your nail with regular polish, by that point the design is mostly dry. You can clean it out with your orange stick. Gel polish, of course, won't dry until you cure it. So you got to come up with some other solution for getting that extra polish out of the water. So that's how the purple spread. Not really a spread, kind of weird. This is Perfect Black. Oh wait, that's not toward you guys. This is toward you. Perfect Black. So let's see. And this is the regular. Repeated exposure to the elements in it before they are accused. I don't think I knew that either. I use gel very rarely because, come on here. Okay, that's very similar to the Lady Blah Blah. Let's see what would happen if I added the white on top of it. It's like, I'm not even sure how much the camera is picking up. Like there's this center blob and then it's dispersing out and then there's like a skim of color. I never was too interested in gel manicures because the main thing with them is that they wear for a really long time, and I don't usually keep my manicures on for that long. The only thing that got me to invest in gel polish and a LED light is the mirror pigment, which is one of my favorite things, even though it's kind of a pain in the butt to do. I usually actually wear a mask when I do it because it gets weird all over. Like when you're buffing it into your nails, it gets in the air. So this is, I mean, you can draw on it. It's very sticky. I mean, can you see that it kind of grabs onto my orange stick and strings out a little bit? So you might be able to, and it feels like it's a thick layer too because it didn't spread out the whole cup. So you could maybe kind of make this work. I don't think I would consider it worth it. You can sandwich regular polish in between gel polish as long as you make sure that regular polish is completely dry. Like, completely dry. Otherwise, when you cure the gel top coat, you're basically creating a hard shell over something that's not fully wet. It's like picture a dilly bar or a Dairy Queen cone with that chocolate coating and then inside is a soft serve. That's what you're doing to your nails if you don't let regular polish fully dry before you stick a gel top coat on it. That looks like when you water marble. Yeah, well, I like I said, I'm almost kind of disappointed that I didn't have trouble with any of these Sally Hansen polishes, but Sally Hansen, I wouldn't say it works 100% of the time. I would not say that about any brand, but Sally Hansen Extreme Wear creams are what I would suggest probably for anyone starting water marbling. They're reasonably priced and they are fairly reliable. Creams in general, I would say, are the easiest to water marble over like shimmers, definitely over glitters. Glitters almost never water marble well. Same can be true with acrylic. Yeah, you know, I've never had acrylic nails. I've never actually had anybody else do my nails other than like if you want to count my mom and my grandma when I was a kid doing like a plain manicure, but I think I've been in a nail salon like once with a friend, but I've never had like a professional manicure done. Giant gap at your cuticle after not that long. Yeah, if your nails go fast, I think that would be super frustrating if you got acrylics and had to get them like filled all the time because I mean, even if it's holding and the rest of the manicure is looking good, when you get that big gap, I mean, I like a cuticle gap with my polish, but not like a giant, 1/4 inch gap. Yeah, I mean, it does look kind of cool like this. I wonder, let me quickly fold up another little strip here and see if I can. The one thing, if you could somehow get this to really work with gel, would be nice, is that, like I said, gel doesn't dry until you cure it. And the main problem that a lot of people have with water marbling is that their polish dries too fast and they don't, they're not able to. Oh, you okay? I don't know if you guys could hear that. Beanie was coughing like he had a hairball. You okay, buddy? Hmm. People have the problem where polish dries too fast and they can't draw a design in there. So let's see how this actually dips. Well, like that, which doesn't really look like how it looked in the cup. I think some of it does, like these outer parts, but like this blob here, I think if I take my orange stick, you can see, look at that. See, when I dripped the white didn't go all the way through the black. So when you dip it, of course, you're actually, the part you see in the cup goes on the underside when you put it on your nails. I don't know if I'm describing this right. So what goes on your nails is actually the underside of the design. So since the white didn't go all the way through the black, when I initially dipped this, it just looked fully black. But it's still, I mean, the white's under there. You almost could probably, I mean, if I were going to marble with gel, I think almost like a drag marble, which is kind of what I'm actually doing on the paper right now, would be easier. I mean, if you get, actually, that's kind of pretty right there. You know, you draw a few through, you can mess around and do some little designs. So I would say that's not a fail. The Madame Glam polishes worked a lot better than the one time that I tested the pink shellac polishes, but still they don't give you that same spread as what a good regular polish will. The game Limbo. Oh yeah, did I see? I think I didn't see very much of that game because I probably fell asleep. So I think I'm done with my testing. I think I'm done with my gel polish testing. I'm so happy that all you guys showed up and hung out with me and chatted and played with polish and hopefully had a good time. I plan on streaming again next Saturday. You know, I asked you guys what you'd like to see, and then I don't know if I ever read any responses, and I don't know if I missed them or if just nobody said anything. Would you guys like to see more water marble testing, or would you like to see... Actually, I found this just by happenstance. This was the turquoise version that I did. If I did it again, it would either be in black hollow or silver hollow. The silver hollow actually probably turned out looking a lot like this. So yeah, Hull and more water marble polish testing or nail foil strip application. You're up for whatever. That's great. I mean, like, I don't want people to only be like, oh, this, she only shows this is the same crap again. Half test, half quick nail art. Yeah, this is not quick nail art. This is, oh my god, I can't believe you have that patience nail art. It's almost hard to see here, but this is a peely, for anybody who doesn't know. This is what you get when you use peel off base coat and a fully detailed landscape on my pinky nail. There are people that can do that. My freehand skills are not up to that. So yeah, this peely here is, let's see how many. Looks like 6 or 7 strips of nail foil. And this was an awesome manicure to wear. I mean, it looks pretty awesome on camera. It's actually even more awesome in person. And yeah, so I'll see. You guys seem to be down for whatever, which is awesome. Kind of takes off a little bit of the stress. You want to see more water marbling. Cool. And that's kind of what I was leaning toward. I also, maybe eventually, and depending if people are interested, a project that I've had and have kept on the back burner for quite some time is that I want to swatch my entire nail polish collection. And if that is something that people would be interested in seeing, seeing all the colors and, just hanging out with me while I do that, that may be something that I stream. Couple other ideas, like I said, I'm not ruling out streaming games, although that with the botgasm. For anybody that saw my announcement video, SSD Ninja is the friend with a chicken for every occasion. So, yeah, so I've been thinking of that. Like I said, I'm not ruling out video games, although that's not something that's going to happen anytime soon. And maybe, even some other days also. Just Saturday is, for right now, what seems like it works good for me and hopefully works good for you guys too. What is that one? Bach Hyper. Looks like he's ready for a party. Like, Bach Raise the Roof. Q&A on the Swatch video. Yeah, I mean, the Swatch video would not be a lot of me like teaching, if this counts as teaching. It would more just be like hang out, ask questions, chill. I also considered whether I wanted to like get some background music. A lot of streamers do like a song request, which is cool and good, but on the other hand also ends up with muted VODs and probably copyright claims on YouTube. So if I did add background music, it would probably just be something more calm and mellow, something that is licensed for use. No, I won't put song request in the title. I don't think I'll actually ever use the song request. As much fun as I think it is, I kind of think it's a little bit more trouble than it's worth if you want to be able to watch the content at a later date, because Twitch and YouTube are both going to catch you out on that. But I actually thought that there would be more dead air. I wasn't sure how well I would do it talking for this long, but it was easier than I thought. This whole thing, there's still a little bit of anxiety. Like, I still feel that kind of tensed up, but overall I'm so glad this went so well. I'm so glad that I did it, because it was kind of something that I'd thought of, and then I was like, nah, I can't do that. I'm not a streamer, but I'm a streamer now, I guess. So yeah, maybe other different stuff coming in the future, but for right now, next Saturday at about this time, I think right now I'm going to be leaning toward that Zoya haul and then playing around with water marbling with the polishes from that. It's actually my my Earth Day haul, so it's pretty big. Thank you, Ninja. Thank you, Jerry. I have you guys to thank, and thank you also, Jerry, for, that shout out on your Discord. Discord is also something that I'm considering to kind of, help keep people up to date. But for right now, I'm just going to have the schedule thing on my Twitch page. Can you see the cat? Yes. Let me see which would be easiest here. But you can only see the cat. You're probably going to see some super junky parts of my room also. Let's just do like this. Let's unmount this. Whoa. Let's go in here and turn back on the autofocus, because otherwise you're not going to be able to see the kitty. And come on here. Oh, is it too dark? Am I going to have to turn that back on too? Hold on. There's Beanie. Beanie. Yeah. Use worldwide, boy. So, that's Beanie. That's not a very flattering shot there. Let me see if I can just quickly mount this back up here. Yeah. Yeah, he is just about the same color as the blanket. And, whoa, yeah. Did you hear that? Maybe not. I don't know how sensitive this mic is yet. I've been kind of glad. Well, it's on the cooler side here today, so I don't have my window open. We'll have to see how all that goes. Once my window's open or once my fan and my air conditioning is on, I may have, to learn a little bit more about audio filtering with this Yeti so it doesn't pick up everything under the sun. But I think I think that's all. I really want to say thank you again to everybody, and I'm so happy that this went out mostly without a hitch. And yes, noise gates and compression and all kinds of things that I don't know anything about yet. I know a lot of people usually host or raid. I don't know. Raids usually seem like for a celebration, and while first stream is to be celebrated, I don't know. I don't know that I'm a big enough streamer to really be raiding other people, and I don't know who to host right now. And actually, I mean, I technically know how to host, but I think I'm just going to cut stream. I'll learn about hosting and raiding and those sorts of things later. And I can. Oh, I can host, or oh, I can raid. Yeah. Yeah, Ninja or Jerry or anybody else in the chat right now, if you go start your stream in the next 30 seconds, I will host you. Yeah, I'm famous. I mean, in a way, what is fame in a philosophical sort of, is it having 100 people know your name? Then maybe I'm famous. Going to watch my sister neck. Art of Praise Moyer. Let's what is your sister streaming? Is that the one? Did you say she does art? So why not? Let's I'm gonna copy that. Oh, she's getting on soon. She's not on yet. Okay. Well, let me just peek at my following list and see if there's anybody of my creative people streaming. No. I follow a handful of creative streamers. Most of the people I follow right now are actually gamers. And a few people are on, but none of who I would consider my super favoritist streamers. So I feel like it's very appropriate to end this stream as I end my YouTube videos by saying thank you all so much for watching, and also that I hope I'll see you next week, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you.